Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Karatsupots channel, and thank you for joining us today. Today is going to be a short demo on throwing some rolled rim oval dishes. I'm just coning the clay up here, getting ready to open it up. You open it up and compress the rim a bit, and then just as importantly, compress the base, because you want to create the diameter that your foot's going to be at the beginning and maintain that as you throw the dish. That'll prevent you having a bunch of trimming to do when you do your trimming later. Notice I'm throwing with slip, not water. This is really important, especially if you work with really rough, sandy clay, because it soaks water up so easily. If you're throwing off the hump and you're using water, if you don't throw really fast, you're going to end up with a big pile of slop. So slip works really well in place of water and keeps your clay from absorbing too much water. You're going to use the cow's tongue here to sort of finalize that basic shape for the dish. And this also has the side effect of really compressing that clay and tightening up that shape. It's about the right diameter and depth now. Now I'm going to roll the rim over. To do that, I thin the lip first and then I start rolling it over. And when you roll the rim, you want to do it sort of quickly. You don't want to hang onto it too long because it will start to fall apart on you. So a good rule of thumb is to sort of roll that over in one exhalation or one breath. And now that that's rolled over, now I'm going to go ahead and adjust the interior shape there into more of a bowl shape. It was more of a cone shape, and I'm making it more of a U shape on the interior. That gives it a wider bottom for more things to fit in there. I'm going to get the slip off my hands now. The shape's finished. And just give it a squeeze on both sides like that. You can be fairly aggressive with this because as it dries, it will open up again. In fact, you'll probably have to come back when it's about half dry and sort of re-squeeze it in order to get that shape like you want it. So if you haven't noticed already, this is a voiceover. Never done one of these before. In fact, this is the third try. The first time I was into it real well, got a phone call, messed me up completely. Had to start over. Second time, it went great. And then later on, as I was editing the video, I did something that I shouldn't have done, and I couldn't figure out how to undo it. So I had to just delete the project, and this is the third time. I'm hoping third time's the charm. I'm doing it because I put some music on a previous video, and a lot of people commented that they'd rather hear commentary or narration rather than just music, so and reading subtitles. So we're going to try it this way and see how it works. It's hard to tell from the video, but the wheel never really gets going really fast. I started out at medium to slow, and then it gets slower and slower the closer you get to completing the bowl. The key is don't stay in one place too long. Your fingers or the rib will end up catching. Looks like it's about the right width now. So I'm going to thin it so it's easier to bend over. Had a little trouble with that one. It looks like it got a little wobble, but it worked out in the end. And then adjust the shape on the inside. This also, doing this 2 or 3 passes, will get rid of some throwing rings that may have gotten in there. I don't really mind throwing rings too much, but I don't like them to be too pronounced, especially on the inside. You want a nice smooth object that's easy to clean for your customers. And it gives that the nice curve, that nice exaggerated lip with that curve. Just, I always like that. This is not my original shape. I am copying this from someone else, obviously. It's a nice thing about working in a tradition. All right, so fast forward. I threw a few more, maybe 10 more of those, but to spare you the tedium, I'm going down to the bottom of the hump here for the last bit, and I just wanted to show you sort of a second version of that rolled lip that I also like to do. Steps up to that are exactly the same. Just center your clay, open it up, give it a couple pulls up, compress it, and finalize that basic shape with the rib. Roll the rim over, and then again adjust the shape with the rib, and you're done after you alter it. Again, throwing with slip rather than water, tossing slip in the middle there and sort of pulling it up the sides. You can see those throwing rings start to disappear when the rib is applied. Using a rib like this properly really compresses the bottom and the hips of the pot. You never have to worry about S-cracking. And you don't have to worry so much about your bowl going off round either. Although with these, since they're oval, it doesn't matter that much, I guess. Just thinning the lip a bit and then rolling it over. Now this lip's going to be a little more pronounced. You notice it's larger to begin with. It's bigger and rounder than the previous rollovers. The other rollovers were really slight. This is going to be, well, here I'm bowling it out into a U shape, opening up that center. And then I'm going to use the edge of that rib and push the lip in over the top of that and create a recess on the interior below the lip there like that. That really exaggerates the lip, so there's a line on the inside and the outside. And then when you alter that rim to give it that undulation, it really stands out. And this one, we're going to even go a little bit more with it and really curl it in. This is a wider, more open shape. So here my cutoff string, I was going to use it against the wheel head, but it doesn't give me much to grip on that one end without the wood, so I'm switching over to the wire tool. That gives me a much more stable way to cut that off the wheel. Easy. And all done. Thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye.